In today's video, I'm going to show you how I install a 3.5-ton split system. And what's different about this video is that I'm not going to cut out much of the fat. I'm just going to make for a pretty much long video, but I'm going to tell you the reason why in just a second. Okay, so the reason that I'm gonna leave so much fat in these videos is that occasionally I'll have a customer ask me for a discount, which I don't have a problem with. I ask for discounts myself. But sometimes they'll also ask me to match the price of another contractor. I try to explain to them that my work is better than what they're gonna do. I know for a fact that it is. And so this video is to show you the kind of work that I do, to see if it's something that you might want, for your house, or if you don't hire me, so that you can compare and see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you from beginning to the end. I'm also gonna drop in some tips here and there for installation. I might break it up into 3 or 4 videos. I'm not sure yet, okay? I also want to show you that it's hard work. It's really difficult to do an installation from scratch. I mean, there's nothing there. I show you from the beginning to the end, and this will benefit also new installers. If you're a new installer, you're going to see how I do it, how I install a new 3.5-ton split system. It might not be how others do it, so if you see some tips that you can give me, I definitely would appreciate it. That's the other purpose for this channel, is so that I can also learn. I don't claim to know everything, so just don't be rude about it, please. And if you just like it, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you won't get notified when I put up more videos. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Here's our attic. I'm gonna install a catwalk from here going that way. It's gonna turn the corner, and we don't have any power over here right now because the electrician is replacing the electrical panel. But over there is where the furnace is gonna go, so I'm gonna make a platform over there for that, and then a platform in front of the furnace to service it. So that's what I'm gonna focus on today. The returns, I already cut the returns, which I didn't show you. Let me show you the return. I cut 2 of them. I still need to caulk them because they're on a curved ceiling. But there they are. There's one. Okay, so here you see that I already installed the catwalk and I forgot to record because, as usual, I get too distracted with the work that I forget to record. Right here is where the furnace is going to sit, right where I'm shining the light. I decided to go with furnace stands because it's over the dining room wall, so it just seems like the logical thing to do. And you can see that I sealed around the returns with that Glen coat, that white duct sealer. It actually works pretty good. I wish they made it in gray. Now there's a cut way back there that was, you can barely see it. That was super tight. You can see where I'm pointing at it. But yeah, that was super tight, not fun at all. I've already shown you guys how I do this, but just for those that are new to my channel, this is what I do. I put a hanger and I cut the tip really sharp at an angle, and then I go to my ceiling and drill it into the ceiling, and then I go up into the attic and see if the area is clear, and if it is, then I pull this back out, mark my hole, cut it, and reuse this to another one. But by far it's the one that causes the least amount of damage when you're spotting out your supply cut. So as usual, this is my setup. I like to have this little blower pushing air from inside the house up into the attic to make it. Okay, so after connecting those spotters, now I'm gonna go and explore and see if where I drove those spotters there is no lumber, no wood in the way. There's nothing in the way, then I go ahead and make those cuts. Oh, I forgot my mask. Here it is.
Oh, you're not gonna be able to hear me once I put this on, so I'm gonna have to narrate that after.
So I'm sure you guys already know this, but for the new guys, quick tip: carry around a little piece of wood like this, little piece of plywood. Makes a huge difference when you're crawling around, making cuts and everything. Just gives you more surface. You can use it to shovel away the insulation. Again, I apologize to other veteran installers for leaving all this fat in the video, but I feel like it's necessary. I can't say that enough. I need my customers to see just exactly how much hard work it really is. I don't think they're never in the attic watching me. Well, usually they're never in the attic watching to see, how much I'm suffering sometimes. For example, your dust mask, you're supposed to wear for like 4 hours and then like take a break from it. Sometimes it gets real sweaty. You can hardly inhale. It's really hard on your heart, so you're supposed to take a break from it. So definitely, it's tough work. It's not easy. Usually I would wear gloves for this part, but I forgot them and I didn't want to go back. Sometimes when I can't find the spotter right away, the hanger that I drilled through the ceiling, I'll have somebody knock on the ceiling just so that I can get close to it, find it easier. So this is a great example of why you want to spot. You see right there where the hanger came out?
Ahí no se va a
Obviously,
poder.
I don't want to do my cut right there. So
No se
I'm
va a
going to move
poder.
over to this other set
No bueno.
of seating joist.
No bueno.
Now I'm looking at the spotter that I drilled for the bathroom, and you see the problem here? It's right next to the ceiling joist. So here it's not going to be centered where I wanted it to be centered at. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to let the customer know that it's not going to be centered and see how they feel about that. If they still want it there, then I'll go ahead and cut it there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look for a different spot. Oh man, this one's worse. Look at that. Now I'm getting ready to mark the holes, the squares that I'm going to cut. But first I have to remove this one plaster ground. Usually it comes off in like 2 or 3 whacks, but this time it took a little longer. And next thing that I like to do is bend the plaster grounds, the flanges on the plaster grounds up. So that it just makes it easier to mark the hole using the box. It's more accurate that way. It makes for a tighter cut. So right before I do the cut, I like to have a little paintbrush handy for all that dust because it covers up the line as you're cutting. And then I tried this last 4 times longer Sawzall blade, but it don't waste your money on that. Just buy the regular cheaper ones. So right before I do the cut, I have somebody downstairs
¿Listo?
on a ladder with a box pressed up against the
¿Listo?
ceiling to catch all the debris and most of the dust. So you notice that when I'm doing this cut, I didn't start at the absolute edge of the mark. I started more in the inside, and first I just cut a hole, like the center of the hole out. And then after that, I'll start cutting the corners so that when the blade initially breaks through the ceiling, it doesn't chip or big chunks. If they do come out, they won't mess up the line of the cut. So now it's time to bend the flanges back down so that when I set it in place, it's gonna be as airtight as possible because I remember I'm still gonna put duct sealer on top of this. So now it's time to screw the grills on. As you can see, I've already done so. Then I put the duct sealer and frame it if necessary. So now it's on to the next one for a total of 9 supplies and 2 returns. And if these buttons are in your way, the best thing you can do is just grab your hammer or any tool, strong tool, and just break them off, because otherwise they're going to be in your way when you set the can down. It's going to be in the way of your plaster grounds. Just a quick tip on this cut, if you press up your sawzall up against the 2x4, it'll help to keep your blade cutting straight at the bottom. So it's got to be a long blade though.